So it's a little bit of morning chaos over here. This is Jane, my yoga model this morning. And this morning is just gonna be like a nice, I don't know if, how many of you participated last week with the guest teachers I had come on? No one? Couple? We've got one, okay. You missed what happened to my leg. Okay, so you see this bench right here? This specific bench right here. I had just moved in, I was on my patio and I was like trying to like reach something up high. Like I saw something that I needed, like dusty that I needed to grab. And so I was on top of the bench and I grabbed the thing. And then when I went to come down off of the bench, it just like wobbled and it fell from underneath me. And I just like hit the floor in a horrible way. This beautiful floor right here. Actually, pretty much right where Jane is, like right over here. Was where it happened. So I broke my 5th metatarsal, which is like, if you guys aren't anatomy nerds, it is the baby toe edge side of the foot, basically like in the middle. Didn't feel it until they took the x-ray. I also shattered my tibia, which is basically like your shin bone. So at the very bottom, it broke in like a million pieces. And on top of that, I also broke my fibula, which is the bone behind your shin bone. So it was a disaster. However, I was very lucky that I had some very good friends come to my rescue. Alex, who's here today, was one of them. I'm like literally everyone thank Alex or else I wouldn't be here today. I could be dead or my leg could be gone. So for real, thank you, Alex. No. I was like, I should have insured my legs. No, now I'm gonna be looking into insurance for my legs after this. I'm just kidding. So those of you who participated last week with my guest teachers while I was having a little bit more rest. So the way this worked out, I reached out to 6 friends. All of them said yes, and I said, pick a day that works for you. And all of them picked a day that no one else picked. So it worked out perfectly. However, we had yoga, and then we had like strength training, more strength training. So if you did participate, I'm sure you're feeling a little tender, a little sore, but like ready and activated. So this will feel really good this morning. This is our opening vinyasa for our 2025 January challenge. And I'm really excited. I'm also a little bit nervous because I haven't taught like this in a very long time. So normally when I'm teaching in person, I'm not practicing at all. I'm walking around the room, I'm adjusting bodies, I'm really paying attention to what's happening in front of me. And now that I've switched to this online model, I'm having to do the class and then come back to the computer and check in on you guys. So it's gonna be a little bit different for me today. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this goes well. Pray for me, pray for us. And we'll get started. If you guys have any requests, or just let me know how you're generally feeling this morning, where you're practicing from, what time it is. It's always very interesting to me to see over the years, like people tune in from everywhere, all over the world, and there always seems to be this overlying, like what I call energetic weather. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what time it is, there seems to be this thing that when we all get together, we all feel the same way. And I don't know if there's a science to it. I don't know if it's real, but I notice it when I'm watching all of you from all over the world. So let's see. Oh my gosh. We got Cincinnati, Latvia, Toronto, Bangkok, Jordan, holy shit, the UK, Vermont, Fredericksburg, Vermont, Pakistan, Germany, Dublin, holy shit, New York, Saskatoon, France, request for straddle splits, got you, babe. Opening flow, heard it. Okay. 7, Toronto, Miami, Arizona, incredible. Oh my God, guys, thank you so much. Berlin, Bermuda, Colombia, Maine, wow. Yellowknife. It is cold and dark there, Leanna. I am so grateful that you're here. I hope you have on some sweaters and some nice socks.
Is that offbeat Leanna?
No.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is this the Leanna that knows Taylor in Yellowknife? Answer me in the chat. Taylor's asking. Amazing. Okay, let's get to it. 7:33. Oh my God, someone's in 32 degrees Celsius. We have all different temperatures, geographical locations. Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
She says, oh wow, hi. Thanks for being here. All right, guys. So we are going to get started. I'm keeping the computer today, correct? I'm keeping it or I'm giving it back to you today? We're going to keep it today. Okay. This is different for us. Okay, so the only request I saw here was for straddle splits. So let's start in child's pose today. Let's keep it chill. So big toes touch, knees wide. Shoulders, stretchy flow, hip openers, something juicy. I got you guys. Big toes touch, knees wide. Now, this morning, you can take any variation that you like. Rest that there for now. So either you can take your arms by your sides, like back behind you, palms down, or palms up rather, facing up. Let your shoulder blades separate, or you can take your hands in front of you, reaching your fingers forward. Just whatever feels best and very chill for you this morning. You can also try on both variations and then decide. Like try the shoes on and see which one fits best. And we'll all take a second to close our eyes, if you haven't already. Take a moment to really physically feel where you are in space. Notice which parts of your body connect to the floor, the weight of your body, the texture of your mat, the temperature of the room around you, and of your breath, both on the inhale and exhale. And collectively, we take a really nice and full and complete deep breath in. Really feel the air moving down the back of your throat into your lungs, expanding your back body, your chest side to side. Lifting your whole body, finding a little more lightness. And as you exhale, you relax and you fall heavier into the floor. Allowing your mind to fall to just the here and now. And reminding yourself for this next hour that this is all that matters, just this inhale and this exhale. And as many times as you have to throughout this practice or the ones that are coming up, you can always come back to child's pose whenever you need it. This is our rest and integrate pose. This is our reminder pose or our home safe. So when you lose yourself or maybe need to catch yourself, you find your mind racing or elsewhere, you find the physical body laboring or tired, you find yourself working from ego, you catch yourself and you bring yourself back to just this simplicity of breath in through your nose and out of your nose. Lift up your torso, walk both hands over to the right side of your mat, and walk your left fingertips just a little bit further forward. You got it. Take a really nice deep breath in, creating space between the shoulder blades. So you feel your back body, the space between the shoulder blades, rise and expand. As you exhale, press your hands down into the floor and imagine you're pulling your shoulder blades away from one another or they're rolling off your sides. So especially that left shoulder, roll it down and away from your ear. Melt it down towards the floor. And then switch. Hello, Emily's cat. Lift up your torso, walk over towards the right. I don't know if you guys know this, but they say that dogs are here to protect our physical bodies and cats are here to protect our psychic bodies. So especially when you're doing meditation, yoga, any kind of spiritual work, if your cat's hanging out with you, they're making sure there's not any kind of like weird energies trying to infiltrate. I need a cat, is what I'm saying. Take a deep breath into your right side this time. Walk your right fingertips up and away a little bit further. So this posture is less about reach and bend. It's more about creating as much length as you can between your right middle finger and your right bum cheek. Use your inhale to create space in the right side torso between each rib. Keeping your hands glued on the floor, pull the rib cage towards the right side. So you squeeze your left shoulder and left hip closer, making sure that right shoulder continues to roll down and away from you. Slowly, we come back into center. Forehead to the floor. Taking a moment here to set an intention for maybe it's just this practice. Maybe it's for this entire process and journey. Could be something, a wish, a desire, a dream. Something you want to create for yourself. Take a deep breath in. We're coming up. I got you. A big breath out. As you inhale, round and curl up to tabletop. Walk your hands just a little bit further forward in front of your shoulders. So a little bit of an extended stance. You got it. With your inhale, let your belly drop down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your eyes, lift your chest. And as you exhale, do the opposite. Press away from the floor, round and curl. Squeeze the back of your legs to help you curl your tailbone under. Press away from the hands to squeeze the upper ribs in and hold this here. Keep pressing high, keep squeezing the core to expand the back body. Take a deep breath in and soften, belly drop, shoulder blades squeeze. Eyes and chest lift up. Take a little rock through, wrapping your elbows back like you're leaning into it, reaching your lowest rib away from your hip bones. Exhale, press back and rock back, round and curl and hold. Press this shape and hold here for 3. Every exhale, you're tucking your tailbone under more. You're pressing your spine higher. You're pulling your belly into the pit a little more. Again, inhale, drop the belly down, shoulder blades squeeze, eyes and chest lift up. Take a little rock forward, Jane. A little more. Look up, lift up, hold. Last one. Round and curl, press back. Hold. For 3. 2, do they want to see her? Inhale, belly drop, shoulder blades squeeze, eyes and chest lift. Are you guys okay with just my voice, or do you want to see the yoga model?
That's not what she's here for, right?
Yeah, it is what she's here for. Exhale, press back. Round and curl. Hold. For 3. Rounded shape. Hold on. 2. Inhale, belly drop, shoulder blade squeeze, eyes and chest lift. Tuck your toes if they're not already, and then slide back into downward facing dog. Up and back. First down dog, relaxing your neck, looking at your feet, making sure they're hip width apart. So you should be able to draw a nice line from your center of your foot, ankle to knee, knee to hip. You can always go wider if you need to. Just take a few seconds here to work it out. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Huh? Oh. Okay. We'll put it full screen then. So just taking a second. Sorry guys, buffering. We're buffering. All right. Nice. Walk your hands to meet your feet, back edge of your mat, ragdoll. I'm gonna lift this baby back up here. Good. So same thing with your ragdoll. Make sure you have lots of space. Lift all 10 toes up off your mat. You got it. So it's the mounds of your feet pressing into the floor. Press your feet down and away from one another. And bend your knees as much as you need to so you can really allow your spine to relax, let your shoulders relax. And maybe give yourself a gentle sway side to side. Nice, Jane. You can shake your head yes. Shake it no. Keeping your head and hands heavy, bend your knees and slowly start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Moving successionally through the spine, feeling each one stack on top of another. When you get to the top, shoulders move up, shoulder blades squeeze together, and we press down, palms face forward, Tadasana. Keeping your eyes closed, feeling the connection of your feet to the mat, noticing its texture, its density. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Take an inhale, reach up and look up, big stretch. Exhale to fold all the way down. Halfway lift 3 times, come up. Pressing away from the shins to lengthen the spine. Shoulder blades squeeze, collarbones wide. Nice. Exhale to release and fold. Good. Again, inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Press away from your legs, create space. Shoulders away from your ears. This is really active, the halfway lift. Good. And then exhale to release fully. Relax the spine, let it bend. Oh, thank you. Yes. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Good. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat. Walk yourself out to downward facing dog. So if you're someone who's a little bit tighter in the backs of your legs, you want to make sure that you're having your heels, so Jane, if you could do this for me, heels a little bit lifted, knees a little bit soft, so that you can pull your tailbone up and back through space. Yes. Can you show them what it looks like if you were to have your heels, imagine your hamstrings are tight. Exactly. So if you feel like you're rounding through your back like Jane is a little bit here, I want you to lift the heels, soften the knees, and then turn your tailbone up to the sky. Down dog is less about our hamstrings stretching. It's kind of like the secondary. It's more about creating length in the spine, pulling the tailbone up and back through space. Elbows wrap down. Keep pressing up and out of every fingertip. Try not to let the shoulder blades slide together. We move forward, high plank and pause, hold. Drop your knees down to the mat. Look forward and slide through your arms all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Take an inhale, we lift up, Cobra, shoulder blades squeeze, collarbones wide. And you only lift up as much as you can keep the shoulders away from your ears. We're working in gradually. Exhale to release. Good, coming back up for 2, elbows press back, elbows squeeze in, 3, nice, 2, and release. Walk your hands a little bit further back, closer to the hip bones. And then press back one more time, we hold. This time, squeeze the heel of the hand towards your hip, like you're trying to pull your hips forward towards the front of the mat. Soften your elbows slightly so you can keep rotating them in. Keep wrapping the shoulders. Take an inhale, pull your heart up and through, breathe in. Tabletop, child's pose, hips to heels, deep breath in. Big breath out. As you inhale, round and curl, back up, tabletop. Reach your right arm forward and kick your left leg back. One nice long line. So try to make it one line. Jane, drop your leg down, hip height. And I want you to press away from the bottom hand, everyone, and like round your mid-spine slightly so you feel those upper ribs pull. Yes, Frederique, stunning. Holding here for 3. Resist gravity, press up and out of that bottom hand, 2. As you inhale, lift your heel and your thumb higher. Look up to the sky. Reach up, look up. As you exhale, do the opposite. Press away from the bottom hand, spine high, knee and elbow connect underneath you. Hold here, 3, press away from the floor, round the spine, use the core, 2. Good, inhale, lengthen, arc, reach up. Go to the max, flex the spine, good. Exhale, round and curl, squeeze, even make a fist. Squeeze the whole right arm, squeeze the left leg, the core. Good, inhale, spread the fingers, lengthen. Yeah, like there's energy, like you're shooting laser beams through those things. Toes and fingers awake. Good, last one, round and curl, squeeze it in. Hold, 3, don't sink into that left shoulder, press out of the joint. 2, yes. Inhale to reach out. Let's take modified half moon. Right hand comes down to the floor. Kick your right foot off the mat like a little kickstand. So to the tile, good. And then turn to face the left side of your mat, taking the left hand up to the sky. Kicking that top leg strong. Option 1 is to keep it here. Option 2 is to drop that left foot down to the floor. I love how you know my classes so much. You're going already. And reaching up overhead. So that's just a nice full body stretch. Or you can squeeze heel to bum behind you. Get a quad stretch. Or, last one, you can squeeze your knee into your chest, grab your big toe, and extend the leg up to the sky. Nice. You can go back to whatever you like, though. We're here for 3. Remember, resist gravity. Press down and go up. 2. Left foot comes up to the top of the mat. So hug that left knee into your chest. Step it forward. Turn your right foot inward, make any readjustments that you have to your stance. Bring your left hand on top of your left knee, interlace. And then what I want you to do, Jane, you're gonna press away from your front foot, lift up and out of that lunge, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine. So you should feel a really deep stretch through the front of that right side hip flexor, front of your right leg. Holding here for 3. So really pressing away from the leg, really squeeze the back leg, tuck your tailbone under, hold 2. Take an inhale, and then exhale, soften back down into your modified crescent lunge. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Left heel squeezes back, right knee squeezes forward. Inhale, we lift up. Left hand grabs your right wrist. Other left hand grabs right wrist. There we go, and then we lean up and over to the left. Keep pressing away from that front foot. Keep thinking about lifting your pubic bone up to your belly button and creating like less of a crease in the front of that left hip. Slowly we come back up through center. Both hands come back down to the mat. Find your way back to downward facing dog. Step back. Deep breath in. Soften your knees, lift your heels a little if you need to draw back, lengthen your spine. Right here. Deep breath in, and big breath out. Move forward, high plank and pause, hold. Drop your knees. Slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, we lift up Cobra for 3. Inhale, lift with your breath this time. Exhale, release. Coming back up for 2, deep breath in, shoulder blade squeeze, collarbones wide. And release. Last one, deep breath in, thank you. Shoulder blade squeeze, collarbones wide, slingshot your heart open and forward. Exhale, we move back, child's pose, through tabletop, hips to heels, deep breath in. Big breath out. As you inhale, round and curl up, tabletop. Reach your left hand forward, kick your right leg back. We hold here. So make a nice long line, drop your ankle in line with your hip. To start at neutral. So a little more, Jane. There. Now pick up your belly. So rounding the mid-spine slightly, getting into your core. Nice. We hold here. Press down to go up. For 3. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Wake up every muscle in between the left middle finger and the right heel. 2. Good. As you inhale, lift your heel and your thumb higher. Exhale, contract, round and curl, tailbone under, upper ribs in, hold. 3, use that core. 2, good. Inhale, lengthen, arc, reach up. Remember, don't sink into that bottom shoulder. Resist the ground as much as you can. Look up, reach up, spread those fingers. No dead hands. Wake them up. Yeah, no pause. Exhale, round and curl. Press, hold, round more. Press out of the ground. 3, 2, I think one more, right? Inhale, lengthen, arc, reach up. Go to the max, keep lifting, keep reaching. Use your inhale. Exhale, contract, round and curl. Squeeze, hold. 3, hold. 2. Inhale, lengthen it out. Drop your left hand down to the floor. Kick your left foot off the mat like a kickstand so it's easier to balance. And I like my toes tucked under. You guys choose what's up to you. You know where you're going. Right hand to the sky. So remember the variations. You can stay here in your modified half moon. You can drop the right foot to the floor and reach the right hand up over the head for a beautiful right side body stretch. You can float the foot and squeeze the heel in behind you, or kick the foot up to the sky for a modified Vashisthasana. Yeah, you got it. Hips forward, heel in, pressing up and out of that bottom shoulder. Nice, Emma. 3. Nice, Amy. 2. Good. Step your right foot to the front of the mat. Good morning, everybody. Nice. Reaching all the way up, crescent lunge. Bring both hands down to your right knee, interlacing, and then fiercely press down into that right knee. Lift your hips, tuck your tailbone under, round the mid-spine. Keep pulling your hips forward towards the front of the mat as you lift the hips up. Back knee pulls in. For 3, we're feeling it. If you're not feeling it, something's wrong. 2. Beautiful. Soften back in. And then reach both hands up to the sky. Deep breath in. Modified crescent lunge. Right heel squeezes back. Left toe squeeze forward. You're going to take your right hand and grab your... Wait, what foot is in front? Ding, 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 ding. D. Right hand grabs left wrist. Lift up and over. See, it's harder for me because I'm not doing it. I have to really think about it. 3, kinesthetic learner. 2. Beautiful. Come back up through center with your inhale. Both hands come down to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Very tip-top edge of the mat. Big toe mounds touch. Heels have some space. Go up even more, Jane. Keep it going. A little more. Yeah, right up to the very edge. Come up halfway lift. 1 time. Flat spine. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, head and hands stay heavy and slowly roll all the way up to stand. Take your time. Shoulders move up, back, and down. Palms face forward, Tadasana. Take a deep breath in, reach up and look up, big stretch. Exhale to fold all the way down. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to the mat, step back to your high plank and pause here. If you need to, you can always drop your knees. If you're in the full variation, I want you to feel your hips and your shoulders at the same height. Beautiful. You can keep your feet hip width, Jane. They don't have to be touching. That's like a style thing. Yeah. So up to you. I like feet hip width. I'm going to have you do hip width just so for now, but when you're not in front of the camera, do whatever you want. Press away from the floor to squeeze the upper ribs in. Really wake up those thighs. We hold 3. We hold 2. Up and back to downward facing dog with your inhale. Take your right leg high to the sky. Breathe in. Bend your top knee. Open up your hip. So again, same thing here with the 3-legged dog. If you really feel tight in that hamstring, you can soften your heel. You can soften your knee. Just make sure that bottom leg is not a noodle, no nudes. Muscle hugs bone. Every inhale, the knee floats higher. Every exhale, the foot falls closer. Release and press forward, high plank. Drop your knees down to the mat. Look forward, lean forward. Chaturanga. All the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, up to you, wrapping the shoulders. Soften those elbows a little bit so you can keep rotating them in. Press up and out of the heel of the hand, heart high. Good. Exhale, go back, downward facing dog. Take your left leg to the sky. Inhale. Bend the top knee. Open up your hip. We're keeping it super chill and simple today. But just because the postures are simple doesn't necessarily mean this will feel simple. Times when we hold things longer, that's where the real work is. Sometimes moving fast is actually easier than doing less and moving slow. So yeah, you can bend and stretch that knee. You can make some circles, whatever feels good here. Just feeling your way into your body. Press forward, high plank. Drop down to your knees. Look forward. When you lean forward, arms stay slick to your sides. Chaturanga. Take your time. 3, 2. Hold it 90 or above, but no lower. Elbows tight. Slide through cobra or upward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, go back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, high to tiptoes. Look forward. Bend your knees. Walk or jump your feet to meet your hands, top of the mat. Good. When you get there, big toes touch, heels have a little space. Come up, halfway lift, flat spine, shoulder blade squeeze. Now when you come into this halfway lift, guys, really use your quads. Like don't just like lock out your knees and let the muscles be gooey. Soften the knees, squeeze the legs, extend the spine. Good, exhale to fold. One more time, halfway lift. Hands to the mat, step back. High plank. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up to the sky, breathe in. Lift high on the ball of the bottom toe, so go as high to the tippy toes as you can. I want you to think about keeping your hips exactly where they are. Hug that right knee into your chest and try not to drop the hips. Use your toes to lift your hips so you have room to step the right foot through. And then whatever you need, if you need more, you grab it from behind and huck it forward. Nice. Please turn around to face the back of your mat. Follow your feet. Right hand down to the floor, left hand to the sky, a twist. Good, so keep this one simple here. Hug the left knee into the midline. If you're tight in the outer left leg and in the IT band, the knee will wanna migrate away from the center line. So make sure that you're hugging it in. As you inhale, press out of the floor. As you exhale, squeeze the knee in, but lean the torso back. And then turn all the way back around to face the front of your mat. Drop your back knee down, pause. Now, float the back knee just an inch off the floor. Shift the weight back, flex your front foot. So we're moving into a half split, but I only want you to drop the back knee once you extend the front leg. There, nice. Different, right? Gives you a little bit, yeah, gives you a little bit more space. So if, again, same thing like in the down dog. If you feel like your spine is rounding, I want you to soften your front knee. Turn your tailbone up to the sky, like arch your back like we do in that cat pose, and you'll actually feel more of a stretch with a bent knee. We all get like fixated and with the glorification of the straight leg and the lock knee. Doesn't have to be that way. You get actually a deeper stretch with a bent knee and a flex foot. So focus on spreading the toes, pulling them back. Focus on tilting your pelvic bowl forward so that the tailbone comes up. And focus on pulling, even here, right heel back, left hip forward, Jane. Can you pull your left? Yeah. There it is. Beautiful. Nice work, everybody. Slowly bend back forward into your right knee. Take both hands up to the sky. Inhale. Now, I want you to remember that activation we just did with that hip stretch. So, squeezing right heel back, left knee forward. You're going to lift up a little bit. Almost like when we did that tuck of the tailbone under. Keep that activation, tuck the back toes, squeeze the back knee up off the mat, or you can choose to stay here in the modified crescent lunge. Or you squeeze that back knee and hold. Make any adjustments that you need to feel cozy and safe. And by cozy, I don't mean easy. I mean like you know that your alignment is where it needs to be, cozy. Not that it necessarily feels super good. Squeeze that back leg as straight and as strong as you can. As you exhale, relax those shoulders. Keep the effort in your legs and the ease in the upper body. Open up to warrior two. So heel toe, that back foot. Give yourself a little bit more space. So if you're bending down into that right knee and your knee is moving forward, can you show them what that would look like, Jane? So walk your foot a little bit closer to you. Now bend deeply and bring that knee. So you see how Jane's knee is going way past the ankle? This is okay, but over time it's going to cause a lot of pressure on that knee joint. So you want to stay at 90. At least that's what I like to do. There you go, and then come down. It's not that it's wrong, it's just that over time it's wear and tear. So we're trying to practice in a way that you can maintain your practice for many years rather than grinding your body and your joints down. Get a little lower, that thigh parallel. Good. Feet squeeze together, shoulder blades squeeze together, but fingertips expand. We hold for 3. Full inhales, complete exhales. Looking strong, everyone. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2. Paula, get lower. Yaz, come on. There we go. I see you. Reach forward. Stay here. Hold. 3, 2, reverse. Keep that front leg low. Keep sending that right knee forward as the rest of you goes back in space. Create space in that right hip crease. So Alex, get out of that right hip. Tilt your pelvis center, and then from there, yes, come back, warrior 2, get lower. I know we've been holding it. See, slower is not always easier. Yes, some more. Let's go. Get a little lower. Good. As you inhale, stretch both arms, reach up and look up. Squeeze your inner thighs to lift you up. But don't lock the knee. So you don't want to put a kink in the garden hose. You stretch it as much as you can without knowing you're sitting in that knee joint. Good. Exhale, press back in like you're moving through water, honey, molasses, something thick. Good. Inhale to come up. Squeeze. Wake up your fingers like you're moving through water. Exhale, press down and in. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press. Reach forward. Stay low, reverse. Now this time stretch out your front leg and lean back. Squeeze the back hip up and the back shoulder down. You feel a nice deep stretch to the right side, low back, archer pose. So really emphasize it. Really kind of like try to pull left hip towards the left shoulder and vice versa. Nice. Come back and find Trikonasana. So sliding your, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Left hip back, right hand forward. This is like brain game for me. Beautiful. So again, same thing here. You don't want to lock that front knee completely. Pressing away from either your heel or your front toes. And then press your hips towards the direction that you're looking at. Take that top hand a little higher.
I was waiting for this moment.
We have grabby sticks, guys. Nice. You got it. And keep pressing away from that front foot to pull the hips back. Beautiful. Use that left hand, pull yourself up to stand. Turn your right toes to face inward. Bring your hands to your hips. As you inhale, lift your chest up to the sky. And as you exhale, take a forward fold. So basically, the general rule of thumb here, guys, wider the feet are, the less intense it'll be on the back of the hamstrings. You can also soften your knees to alleviate the hamstrings if they're screaming at you. The second option, if you want to go deeper, you can walk your feet closer. So the closer that your head is to the floor, if your head's touching, the work is stopped. So you want to walk your feet closer, and then maybe like pigeon toe, turn your toes inward slightly. Wherever you are, the baby toes press down, the inner arches lift. And in each posture, whenever we're doing a posture, we're always looking to create this beautiful balance. In traditional way, we say sthira sukha asana, which means the hard and the soft. So there has to be a level of activity, of engagement. So in this particular posture, it's in the legs. The baby toes press down, the inner arches lift, the quad muscles are engaged, the muscles are hugging bone. And in the softness is in the complete upper body. So from your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head, you are giving into gravity, you are softening. And you bend your knees as much as you need to, Ella. Bend them. Beautiful. Come up, halfway lift, inhale. Turn around to face the back of your mat. If you need to, you can grab some blocks. And I want you to take your right foot, hop it in a little bit towards you, and then hop it out to the right a little bit. You got it. And you can kind of play with this stance. Good. From here, pull the right hip back, the left hip forward. Squeeze that back leg strong, Jane. This back heel can either be lifted, up to you. If the heel is lifted, you're likely going to get a deeper stretch in the left hamstring. You can drop it down back flat to the floor, or you can turn it on a 45-degree angle. I don't care what you choose as long as that back leg is engaged. And you continually think about squeezing left hip back, right hip forward. Pyramid pose. So Jane, I want you to soften your, can you guys see how Jane has one hip kind of hiked up a little bit? Aha. So you're gonna drop, no, you're good. Drop the left foot down. I want you to soften your left knee a little. Left knee, yeah. Even more. Relax your chest, and drop your head. Now pull the right hip forward and down. Transfer the weight into the front foot more and bend your knees as much as you need to so that hamstring isn't screaming. Nice. Really good. You want to be able to balance a teacup on your tailbone, or like a ball, if the ball was to roll anywhere. Come up, halfway lift, inhale, with or without a block, left hand to your hip. You can choose to stay here or pull it into a twist. Now, something that really helps me with this posture, when I first started practicing, I would know, I did the same series for many years, so I would know when this was coming and I would dread it. I had a really hard time understanding the balance in this posture, and there's a couple things. So one, your stability is gonna come from that back leg, that is your anchor. So make sure that quad is engaged. Second thing that you can visualize to help you, imagine someone's grabbing your hip bones and pulling you back through space. So you're actually using that front leg to push further into the back foot. Lengthen the spine back, pull your heart forward. Good, take an inhale here. As you exhale, drop the left hand down. Good. From here, let's bend forward into the front knee. Drop your back knee down. Shift the weight back and flex, half splits. From here, flexing the left toes. Good. So Jane, keep those things in mind. Wiggle, yes. Left heel presses down. Paula, same thing. Drop your left hip down, pull the right hip forward. So walking you can do this by, Ella, same thing, take up more space. Walk and Carol Ann, it should be your left foot in front at the back of your mat. Just so you know. Is it Diana or Deanna? Do we say it the same way but spell it differently? We say it the same way but it's spelled differently? Okay, so it's Deanna, right? Okay, or Diana. Okay, whatever. D. Bend forward into this left knee. Inhale both hands up to the sky. And then bring right elbow to left knee for a twist, modified crescent lunge. Up to you guys what you do here. So before you do anything else, left leg presses away from the midline. Right arm squeezes into the midline. Use that connection to lengthen your spine. Left leg presses out, right arm squeezes in, make your spine longer. Take an inhale. Now as you exhale, use that same connection, press the top hand into the bottom to lift the center of your chest to your thumbs, so away from your thigh. Take an inhale. Now as you exhale, if you want to float the back knee, do so, but make sure you're lifting your hips. So Jane, go a little higher in there. Hip just slightly above the knee joint height. Squeeze left heel back, right toes forward. Inhale, lift your heart to your thumbs. So higher off that leg. And now as you exhale, left heel squeezes back, right toes pull forward, lean into that twist. Press away from the bottom leg to lean back. Shoulder blades squeeze, collarbones wide. 3, 2, one more, just because you're doing it so well. These look strong. If you want to, you can open your arms like wings, right hand to floor, left hand to sky. Back to wide leg forward folds. Nice. Bend into your, what were we doing here? Yeah, let's do that one. Bend your right knee. See, this is a challenge for me because normally I'm feeling it with you. I'm like, oh yes. Now I have to really visualize, double duty for me. So from here, right knee is bent. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. This is testing it. Good. Now from here, very important, that left foot, you want to keep pressing the baby toe edge down. Don't let it lift. Don't let it turn out. It still faces forward. If you want a deeper stretch, you bend your right knee more. Good. Come back into center. Turn back around to face the front of your mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Big breath out to draw back. Inhale, we move forward. High plank. Drop your knees if you need to, or don't. Up to you. Chaturanga, but go slow. Move forward and down. 3, 2, pause at 90, no lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, high to your tiptoes, look forward. Bend your knees. Walk or jump your feet to meet your hands. Nice. Halfway lift, inhale, flat spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades. This is an active posture. Exhale to release. This is a softened posture. Inhale to stand, reach up and look up. Big stretch. Maybe a back bend at the top if it feels nice. Exhale to fold all the way down. You notice how I'm not doing Utkatasana today? You're welcome. Halfway lift, especially after those last few days you had. Good, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing. Oh, sorry, high plank, sorry, low plank, ahead of myself. Inhale, up dog. Oh, Jane's sweating. Is it hard? Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, and it's hot. We're very humid here today. Take your left leg up to the sky, inhale. Big stretch, lift high to the ball of the bottom toes. Hug the left knee into your chest. Keep your hips as high as you can. Use the bottom toes to lift your tailbone high. And then step or pull the left foot through between your hands. Something I want you to keep in mind of, so Jane, walk your foot a little bit closer towards your left hand. So I always want your front foot when we're in a lunge to be closer to your hand rather than the center of the mat. This usually means we're at hip distance. This helps us both with balance, stability, everything. Just easier alignment to balance in. Okay, sorry, drop the back knee down. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, half split. So back knee drops down to measure, then I float it, stretch the leg back and re-drop it back down. This just gives you a little bit more space in the upper hamstring. Yeah, flex those frickin' toes, y'all. Active, no one likes it, but it's good for you. Emma, what are we lengthening this front knee for? Bend it. Bend the knee, pull the hip back, right hip back, left hip forward. Rose, don't look at me like that. Press it down. Nice. Slowly, we bend back forward into that knee. Make any adjustments that you have to. And then come up, crescent lunge, modified crescent lunge. Left heel squeezes back. Right knee squeezes forward. Now, alternatively too, so there is also the knee move forward too much in front of the ankle. There's also, you don't want to come up in a lunge with the foot too much forward in front of. So Jane's kind of like at the max now for what I would want you guys to do. Generally, I want you at 90 just so, because I can't be there with you. Like I want you to always be safe. So I will tell you 90. It's not the be all end all, but for these purposes today, there we go. Lift your hips up. So squeeze the left heel back, the right knee forward, lift out of that hip joint. And then from there, squeeze the back knee up off the mat, crescent lunge, or you can stay in the modified, up to you. Nice. That back leg is solid. Try to lock the knee. Really wake up that quad. Left heel squeezes back, right toe squeeze forward. Shoulder blades drop, but fingertips expand. We're creating all these opposite actions in the body. Duality is always present. It's never all or nothing. We work with both energies. That's why nothing is good or bad, wrong or right. It just is. Shit just happens. Things just are. Open up, warrior two. Heel toe, heel toe. Take up space and get low. Don't be afraid of the feeling. It's just temporary. It's where all the good stuff is. Feet squeeze together, shoulder blades squeeze, fingertips expand. And it's just for a moment. Get that left thigh parallel to the floor. Squeeze your right leg strong. And just breathe. You meet sensation with breath. Remember, this feeling is not impossible. You can hold yourself here. It's like doing the dishes or folding the laundry. It's just fucking annoying. Am I allowed to swear in these videos? I guess I can. It is my own platform. No one's going to say anything. Get a little lower. I know. I'm sorry. Reach forward. Stay low. Hold 3. Hold it. Get lower. 2. Reverse. Keep that front knee bent. Don't stretch it out, Jane. No cheating. Come back, warrior 2. Good, get a little bit lower. This is it, 3 times. Stretch the leg. Oh, feels so nice. Beautiful. Exhale, press back in. Good, 2 more. Inhale, reach up, squeeze inner thighs, look up. Exhale, bend back in. Take your time like you're moving through honey. You create the resistance. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, press. Good, this time we reach forward. You reverse. This time stretch out the front leg. Squeeze your right hip up, so tilt your pelvis. Right hip squeezes up, right shoulder squeezes down. You should feel a deep left side stretch. And then take it into Trikonasana. Pull the right hip to the back of the mat. Left hand comes down, shin, block, or floor. Whatever you choose. Not locking the front knee. The legs are active without the knee being locked. Press your hips forward and lean back. Yes, tailbone under. So press your hips forward so you can lean the torso back in space more. Rotate your heart up more, Jane. Yes, keep it going. Keep pressing away from the front heel to pull the top hip back. Stunning, everyone. Using your right hand, pull yourself up to stand. Oh, he looks so juicy. I'm jealous. I'll be back there soon. Don't worry. Turn your toes to face inward. Any arm variation you like this time. So you can either bring hands to hips and have hands come down to the floor. You can interlace hands behind your back for a shoulder stretch. You can take them behind your head for a deeper spinal stretch, low back. You choose. Inhale, heart comes high. Exhale, we fold forward. Baby toes press down. Inner arches lift. Same rules apply as on the other side. Grace, bend your knees, my love. I want that chest down. I want those hands down. Relax your neck again. Keep reminding yourself, the body has this way of like unconsciously taking on tension when we're internally freaking out, where things are tight. You never want to put yourself in a place of things being like SOS. You want to look for that manageable space. It should not be easy, nor should it be excruciating. But you want to feel like there is a process happening, that there is a little bit of effort without killing yourself. Baby bear. Not too much, not too little, just right. Halfway lift, inhale. Turn around to face the back of your mat. Step your left foot out. So again, think of the concept of train tracks rather than a tightrope, hip width apart. Come up halfway lift, hands frame your right foot. Lengthen your spine. Bend the knee even more, Jane. Yeah, I'd rather you have a bend knee. Pull your right hip back, other hip, there. Step your left foot out a little more. Like I want you to go even wider because no. Wider as in side to side rather than front and back. So hop your back foot in. No, in towards your front foot. And then step it out. And even more. Okay. And even more. Now, and then in one more time towards you. Bend your knee. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Yes, now relax your chest. Yes, stunning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you feel your hips, Jane? I want you to actually do it with the heel lifted because I feel like this will help, but internally rotate your back leg. Other way. There we go. Now bend your right knee more. Now pull your right hip back more. We're getting there. We got it. Nice. Good work. 3, breathe. 2, come up halfway lift, inhale. Right, which one is it? Right hand to right hip, thank you. Press up halfway lift. Use your fingertips and your front foot to pull your hips back, lengthen your tailbone back. You can stay here with the hand on the hip or start to take it into a twist. Eye gaze either looks at the big toe, to whatever is at your right side, or your ceiling up on the right. Keep pressing away from the front foot to pull the hips back. Night, Rochelle. Press away from the front foot, yes, but without twisting more. Yes, that's the one. Beautiful. 3. And no floppy fingers. Keep the lines of energy long through the arms. You reach as if you could grow out of your skin. Emma, press yourself up a little more. Halfway lift, spine more in line with the hips. Then rotate the twist from there. Beautiful. Good work, everybody. Hands come down to the mat. We come back to our wide leg forward fold. Halfway lift. Stunning. And then bend into the left knee, the front knee. If you might need to take up a little bit more space here. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky. Keep the baby toe edge. So you should feel this stretch down the inside of your right leg. If you don't feel it, you bend a little more. Or you lean back and rotate a little more. Turn around to face the front of your mat. Drop your back knee down. Shift the weight back and flex, half splits, pull back. And I really encourage you, I know some of you are like already in your full splits, and we're gonna have lots of time to work on all the bigger postures. I really want you this week to focus on these foundational, fundamental postures. So there's always something that we can learn from dialing back to the beginning. I really find there's the most information in simplicity. We always try to overcomplicate things, but really the best shit is in the simple things. So allow yourself to just be held by the simplicity of this practice, of this week. Try to take it on without ego. Even if you can do more, can you ask yourself to just be where you are? To dial things back. To not push at 100 every day, because it's not what this is about. We're just trying to show up every day, in whatever capacity that means. Soften back forward into your left knee. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. So again, you're never stuck where you are. You can always change course. You can move your feet. You can change your life. Lifting up. Again, train tracks, not a tightrope. If you're having a hard time balancing, that's usually what it is. You're too narrow. We are going to take a twist. Right elbow, left leg. First point of connection, the left leg presses away from the center line of the mat. Press it to the baby toe edge side. Then squeeze the elbow in. They fiercely press into one another. Using that connection, you get longer with your inhale. You press your shoulders away from your heels as you exhale. So Jane, as you inhale, bring your thumbs back to, use the top arm muscle and press down. Lift your chest higher away from the bottom leg. And then rotate, shoulders away from your ears. So instead of sinking down, I want you to come up higher. Rotate. So right side, yes, use your hands to rotate it more. You guys can choose to stay here or tuck the back toes and float the back knee up off the mat. And if you do, your hips lift just slightly above the knee joint, like a slight pitch. Right heel squeezes back, left toe squeeze forward. We hold 3, 2, wide leg, forward fold. Beautiful. I know, hard work today. Easy but not. Halfway lift, breathe in. Turn back around to face the front of your mat. We step back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Drop down to your knees, tabletop. Walk your hands back. You're going to take a seat on your feet. Keep your toes tucked under. Yeah, little toe stretch. And stretching out. Some of you are in winter. Some of you are not. So make sure you're spreading those toes if you've been shoving them in boots already. Spread them out. Stretch the bottom of your feet for 3, 2. As you inhale, come up onto your knees. Keep your toes tucked under. If you like and you have a block, sorry, the magic of television. Ready? 3, 2. Snap. Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, give me both, just in case. Thank you. I forgot about these today. Okay, so bring it between your thighs, probably on the, like that. If you have a block, you can use it, guys. Squeeze inward into it. Hands to your low back, palms face down or up. It's up to you. I want you to squeeze into that block, internal rotation through the thighs, and pick your pubic bone up. So before you go back, yes, low belly lifts. And then before you go back, inhale, slingshot your chest up to the sky. So look up. You can look up, but relax your shoulders. Just the heart pulls up to the sky. Just this part, right here. Pull it up, 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 like it's on a string. I have all the tools, guys. And maybe that's all the back bend is. You want to lift up and out of the low belly before you start to lean back. We hold here for 3. Shoulder blades squeeze, heart opens. Bring your head wherever feels good, Jane. Don't overthink it. Hips move forward as the heart lifts higher. 2. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take a seat. You can keep your toes tucked under or untuck them. My vote is to keep them tucked, but that's up to you. Good. Take a deep breath in. A big breath out. One more. Slowly come back up. Block or no block, up to you. This time, you can keep hands to low back the whole time, or you're bringing hands to your heels. But always first, you start with the basics. We're always building our postures from the ground up. Whatever's touching the earth and then all the way up. So squeezing inward into the block. As you inhale, pubic bone to belly button. Lift your heart up. Wrap the shoulders back. Start to press your hips forward, maybe one or both. And once you connect with the heels, press away from your feet to lift your heart higher. Beautiful. I don't know what your name is because it just says iPad, but you're wearing a black shirt with white sleeves. Beautiful. I got you. I'll call you iPad for this class. Well, I'll figure out your real name for next class. Beautiful. Maya, keep using that deep low core. I know you have a super bendy spine, but stay connected to the front body. Like a little brakes. Press down and away from your heels. Maya Makta. Yes, there you go. As you inhale, slowly come back up. Nice. Downward facing dog. Take the blocks out of the way. Shake it out. Shake your head. Flutter your lips. I feel like the lip flutter is like the ultimate energetic reset. It's just like, just shake it off. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, lift high to your tiptoes, please. Feet are at hip width. Drop both heels over to the right side of your mat. So this is just a torso stretch, kind of like what we did in our child's pose at the beginning. Squeeze hips higher, Jane. Yes, but yes, so there. So you feel that deep stretch through the left side torso. Lift up high to the tiptoes, drop your heels to the other side, squeezing left shoulder and left hip closer so you feel that beautiful stretch to the right side, shoulder, torso. Good, slowly come back into center. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Right knee, right wrist. It is 8:30 exactly right now. If anybody has to go, I obviously am gonna go over just a little bit, probably 10 more minutes. And we're coming into, we're chilling, guys. We're in pigeon pose. Pigeon pose. If you need to, slide that block underneath your right sit bone. Can you show them what that looks like? It'll be your right sit bone and your pubic bone. Yeah, there you go. Like a little perch. And you can lift it up on any level. So it can be higher. Now, if you're up like this and this is still really difficult for you in the pigeon pose, what I want you to do, Jane, bring both forearms down to the floor. I want you to take your left knee and bring it up to your, like bend your left knee towards me. Yes, like that. That eases up on the...
And then you can settle it.
Exactly. So then you can settle in that back leg, right? Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Bend the back knee. Taylor, what would you say that alignment is in the back knee? We call it like stag legs. We aim for like a 90-90 or like a 45. So doing this variation, especially if you're someone who's very, very tight in your hip flexors, Zamor, I'm assuming maybe you, but then again, I'm always shocked about how, let me see where you are. I'm always shocked about how much flexibility. Look at you go. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't need to bend the knees. God, look at that. Okay. Okay, Zamor, you're going to come down to the floor because you can. Elbows down. Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, I'm impressed. Zamor is a very jacked, very strong Barry's boot camp instructor. But this is great. You have such balance. So what we aim for in our physical practice is to be strong and soft. We need to be both. It's never all or nothing. Nice, Yaz. Nice, Emma. Nice, Lori. If you guys want to go deeper, you can take this into a twist, weaving the left arm under and doing those prayer hands like we did. You can use a block as a pillow. I love this because it kind of brings your spine back into natural alignment. Yeah, Cass McPhee, use that top hand more, darling. You can really rotate into it. Nice. Yeah, Jane, let the back of your head roll even more. Like, try to find the ceiling. Yeah, exactly. Like, really lean back into it. Use that top arm. Lori, catch the toe with your top hand. Yeah, it's there. There she is. Squeeze the right shoulder blade to kiss the spine. Beautiful. We come back into center. We step back, downward facing dog. Do whatever you have to. If you like, they were supposed to keep it simple today. If you like, you can take a flip dog with the right leg up to the sky. It can be a wild thing. The difference between flip dog and wild thing, the left leg stays straight when you flip. Flip dog, both knees are bent. So you choose if you want to take that heart opener or just pedal it out in your down dog, up to you. We meet back in down dog and we switch sides. The left leg comes up and the left leg comes through. I hate to bother someone, but Taylor, can you bring no, you stay. Taylor, can you grab the incense? I'm getting eaten. Come all the way down to the floor, y'all. So the angle of this front leg is really up to you. Oh no, there's one burning. Just bring it closer. It's okay. Okay. So the angle of that front leg, we always see it glorified that it needs to be at 90, and it's not true. You need to be where you feel the posture. So yes, it is important to want to grow and move deeper. Thank you so much into certain things. However, it's not worth it if we're going to cause ourselves injury, and it's not worth killing yourself. So you want to keep that foot. It starts closer towards the hip flexor, and then over time, day by day, month by month, year by year, you can start to open it to 90. But it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It doesn't mean it's wrong if you're not at 90. You meet yourself where you are. Sakina, get down to the floor, babe. Yeah, I see you. And then Sakina, I want you to tuck your back toes under. And Jane, you do this too. Tuck the back toes under, float the back knee. Pull your hips back. There you go. And now untuck the toe again. Yeah, it just gets you just a little bit deeper. So that's a nice trick. If you guys get down there, generally, like, our hips are the most intricate muscle group in our body. So it's the same idea as a woman's contraction if they're having a kid, right? So like there's these 2 minutes of super crazy pain for the contraction. It's the same thing with your hips. You need to give your hips 2 minutes to relax. So if you find, and you need to breathe, naturally, generally, we're going to want to hold our breath. Try not to hold your breath. You inhale and you exhale. You give up the grip each time. You soften. Take up more space. Walk it out. You can. Even just an inch. Just a little. You soften a little bit more. Maybe you take that twist, right arm under. Hands to heart, block to pillow. Paula, keep leaning back into it. Turn your eyes to the ceiling. Keep pressing away from the bottom arm. Like, keep leaning that torso back as if the left shoulder could hit the floor behind you. Excuse me. Slowly come back in. Oh, I didn't get to my point. So basically, it takes 2 minutes for the hips to really soften. You'll actually feel it. Once you're breathing, the body just kind of like automatically gives you a few more inches, and you go with it. From there, when you want to deepen it, you tuck the back toe, you lift the back knee, you shift the hips. Okay, back to downward facing dog. Last couple things here. We're almost done. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Lift up high to your tippy toes. Look at your belly button. And then pressing away from the toes, round the spine, hollow the belly, shift forward. You'll find your way all the way down to the mat. So let your hips dip, let your knees hit the floor, untuck your toes, take a nice big king cobra, soften the elbows, open your heart, inhale. And then exhale, soften all the way down into the floor. Press your way up onto your forearms like a sphinx. Slide your right leg up beside you. Just hip height, not too high, Jane, a little less. There. Press yourself up onto your hands. And then left arm moves underneath you. Back of the left shoulder blade goes across the middle line of the mat. Use the block here too for your head. Block here too for your head, guys, if you have. Lori, go under yourself more. So go, yeah, from there. But the kicker, kick your right shin away from you more so your hip flexor is facing the floor. So just slide your right shin further away from you so that the front of your leg, Jane, can you rotate your right hip closer to the floor? Like close your right, like you see how Jane's rotating down? Yeah. No. Upper body rolls back, but the leg presses forward in the opposite direction. So instead of stacking right hip on top of left, hips are like side by side, if that makes sense, on the floor. No, other way. Other side by side. There we go. Use your inhale to lengthen your spine. Bring your hand to your low back. Press your tailbone down and away from you. Yeah, and then deepen that twist. Press your tailbone down and away. Nice. Switch. Come back through center. Stunning. Pressing your way up. Just hip height. Both sides of the torso equal. Beautiful. Press your way up onto your hands. And then weave your right arm under. Even more, Jane. All the way across. There you go. And now roll open into that twist. So for a deeper stretch, there's 2 ways to do this posture. The first way, and the less intense way, is to roll onto that side so the left hip is directly on top of the right. The way to do this a little bit deeper is that when you roll into the twist, you don't take the hip with you. You keep the front of the left hip bone facing the floor. Yeah, that's it, Lori. Now we got it. Now we got it. Tailbone presses down and away. Long low back, deep breath in. Nice. Big breath out. Oh, hi, cat of Jenny. There's all cats this year. Wild. Maybe we need a cat this year. Taylor says I am the cat this year. Continue to roll over onto your back. I'm like the Cheshire cat this year. Roll over onto your back. Walk your feet in. Bridge pose or full wheel. It's up to you. If you want to use your block, you can do that. What are you going to do, Jane?
I was going to ask you if you have a preference.
No, you do.
For full wheel.
Why don't we show them the variations, actually?
Okay. Yeah, bridge.
So let's show them bridge. Nice. Hands interlace underneath you. Walk the shoulder blades together underneath you. Stunning. And walk your feet a little closer, darling. Closer towards one another, not to you.
To each other. Nice.
Now I want you to think about, use the backs of your legs. Press through the heels to wake up the hamstrings. Slide your knees forward, but hips higher. Now grab this block beside you. Shove it underneath your bum so they can see the supported variation. On any level, that can be up high like she has it, that's my favorite, or any level you like. And then maybe from here we take the full wheel. So full wheel, hands down by your ears facing, I would even take your hand, actually that's good. Pop up to the crown of your head first, hold it, now take your hands wider. So try to think about creating like even a little wider. There you go. Now press through the feet, and go up. Feels nicer, no, when you have some space between your hands? Exactly. Pressing down to go up first. So hips as high as you can get them, pressing away from the feet. Then you slide open. Use your feet to open your heart. Beautiful. Deep breath in, take a little lift higher. And then slowly ripple down upper, middle, and low back. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Big breath out. One more for good luck. Don't wait, just go. Let's go, Lori. Lori taught for us yesterday morning. Pressing down to go up. So root those heels, babe. Root the heels first. And Sakina, you can take up like just a couple inches with the heels. Walk the feet forward. Now, press down to go up. Lift your hips higher. Good. Press away from your feet and slide your chest open. Slide the shoulder blades together. Heart high, hips high. Stunning. Everyone come all the way down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Happy baby. Grabbing the outsides of your feet with your hands. Roll your tailbone down and forward. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Tailbone down and forward. So you want your knees in your armpits, but you really want to release that low back. And we really release that low back by pushing the feet up, but pulling the hands down. There's like a little bit, there's a little bit of activity. So you pull and pull down with the hands, push up with the feet to roll the tailbone down and forward. This kind of like resets the spine from any deep backward and forward bending. You see, Jenny, you see your cat whipping that tail? She's protecting you. You better sage that house after. Something's there. Exactly. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest. And let's bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. Squeeze the left thigh into your chest, figure 4. If you like, you can extend your left leg straight. If you want to go deeper, walk your hands up behind the ankle and pull the leg in. Or behind the calf, as high as you can go. It doesn't have to be the ankle. Shoot for the stars. Remember, should not be, this is not a better version. It's just if you're not feeling enough, this can give you more, but it doesn't mean that this is the right version. The right version is the one that feels good in your body. The one where you feel things happening, things evolving and shifting. Maybe not always the most comfortable, but you always truly know the difference between like a growing pain and when you're pushing yourself to injury. And if you don't know, you're gonna learn. It's like drinking for the first few times. Gotta learn your limits. Switch sides. Actually, I lied, don't switch sides. Bring your left foot flat to the floor, open your arms wide. Drop both legs over to the right side and use your right ankle. No, different, Jane. So keep the left foot flat to the floor. Okay. Just drop the shape over to the right. And you're using the right ankle to press the left knee down into the floor. Now at the same time, I want you to think about pulling your left hip back towards the mat. You should feel a stretch in the outside left leg, IT band. So you're pushing on one end through the knee, you're pulling back through the hip. Lengthen the muscle from both ends. Good, come back into center. Unravel, actually drop it over to the left, don't unravel. I'm getting ahead of myself. Good, deep breath in. Big breath out. Okay, now back to center. Kick your right leg up to the sky. Extend the left leg long and strong or left foot flat to the floor. So this is a hamstring stretch. You can drop the left foot all the way down. Kick that foot up. You grab wherever you can behind your thigh. It could be your thigh, your ankle, or your foot. Knee can be bent if you need it to be. Make sure that bottom leg is reaching and long. Doesn't have to float, but keep it engaged. 3, 2, hug both knees back into your chest. Right foot on the floor, left ankle on top of your right knee. Stunning. Pull it in. Pull it in. Good work, everyone. Always pressing that left knee away from you as you pull the right thigh in. Nice, drop the shape down to the floor. Open up your arms wide and you kind of slide that, it's more shin on top of your knee rather than ankle. So you close, yes, and then press fiercely, you press down. You let the right foot roll inward. Yeah, like just to like the inner, there you go. And as you press that down, the right knee, you pull the right hip bone back. It won't make it to the floor, but you act as if it could. So you're stretching the muscle on both ends. Come back into center, cross your legs tightly, like when you sit fancy, and then drop your legs over to the right. I keep second guessing myself on like what's right or left. I'm like, to your, got it. Good, deep breath in, big breath out. Come back into center. Kick your left foot up to the sky. Right foot can be bent, or right knee can be bent rather, if you like. If you're tight, this is the one you do. Again, the tailbone and the long low back on the mat is the most important. Keep that foot active. Heel presses up, toes pull down, even if you have to bend the knee. Good. Slowly release. Hug both knees back into your chest. Kick both feet up to the sky. If you really want to go for it, you can go up and over into your plow pose and into your shoulder stand. Otherwise, just stay here today, or bring a block underneath your tailbone, or any type of inversion. So an inversion is anywhere where our feet are above our hearts. We always finish a practice with an inversion. The idea behind it is that we've used, this whole practice, we've been oxygenating our bodies with this ujjayi breath, our breathing. You're bringing all that freshly oxygenated blood back down into your body, your vital organs, to flush out, to renew, to keep you healthy. Find plow pose, so coming back. If your hips are on the ground, you find happy baby again. If your hips are in your hands or toes are to the sky, bring them back behind you. Drop your knees down by your ears, deaf man's pose. Take your feet wider, Jade. And then soften those knees. Let them drop. Keep pushing your hips closer to your face with your hands. Breathe into your back. Breathe in between your shoulder blades. And soften your knees as you exhale, yes. Good, slowly release, we roll down. Take your time. Keep your thighs close to your chest, keep your knees bent. Happy baby when you get to the bottom. So again, just a reset, roll the tailbone down and forward. If you feel like you're missing anything, please take these last few moments to do whatever you need to feel complete. Maybe it's one more twist. Maybe it's one more heart opener. Maybe you're good. And we'll take one final squeeze. Hug yourself, thank yourself. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Savasana, take up space. You can take your arms wide, down by your side. So this is like our whole point, to shift some energy, to clear the slate so that you can be still. Of you and you. And try to stay in stillness. Wherever your mind may have gone, bring yourself back to the simplicity of your breath. And don't try to, the complicated things are always the loudest and the easiest, I guess, to find. It's the subtleties, the easily missed. You have to work a little more for, to clear yourself a little more for. So come back to these subtleties, the feeling of your breath, moving in and out of your nose, in and out of your lungs. Notice the way your body feels, making sure that every muscle is completely relaxed. You only take sips of air as you need them. As always, I invite you to stay here as long as you need. You deserve it. Day 1 done and dusted. I went a little bit over, guys. I couldn't help myself. It was the first day. I'll be better tomorrow. Take a deep breath in. Reach your hands up over your head. Big stretch. As you exhale, roll over onto your right side. Use your arm as a pillow. Tuck your knees in. Slowly come up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. keeping your eyes closed. Hands can either rest at heart center or just face up or down on your knees or anywhere that feels right and good for you. Just taking one conscious moment to say thank you to yourself for showing up, for starting this process, this journey, this beautiful body that carries you and takes care of you. Trust me, the work you put in matters. I'm learning that now. One last deep breath in. Big breath out. May all beings be happy, free, and safe. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy Monday. Woo! We did it!